In this video we'll have a look at how a supply overvoltage prevented us from continuing the commissioning on this DC rectifier bank. The plan was to connect the temporary supply to the DC panel and commission stage by stage each of these rectifier modules. There's 4 in this position here that all work in parallel. We have a power distribution section here. And finally, the master rectifier unit, which controls all the other units. This is connected to the front panel, which allows us to configure the settings and to look at the system. First things first, we have to sign on to the safety documentation. As this is an industrial environment, we have various documents we have to complete before we can progress the commissioning. Firstly, we have to read the risk assessment and the method statement. Once we fully understand the content of both documents, we sign on first to the method statement, followed by the risk assessment. Now, to ensure safety at the location, we complete a point of work risk assessment. This is to cover general safety rather than system safety. Once we are happy that all safety precautions are in place, we complete all the documentation and then prepare to energize the system. One operative places himself in front of the panel to ensure no one else gets anywhere near it, and the second operative moves out into the field to de-isolate the temporary supply. Having located where the lock is placed and positively identifying the circuit, the lock is removed. The circuit is then energized. Returning back to the substation, we can then progress firstly with checking the supply voltage coming into the panel. This is a 400 volt system, so we expect to be getting somewhere in the maximum of 230 volts each phase down to earth, but we're up around 260 volts. Next, we check the face-to-face voltage, 450 volts. This is well in excess of what we'd expect to see on this system. So, do we have a problem with our test meter? So we bring in one of our calibrated EX multimeters and check the readings we first took. Voltages were confirmed to be excessive. So now we refer back to the manufacturer's manual to see what the maximum input voltage these units can take. The input voltage is 3 times 400 volts AC with a tolerance of plus or minus 10%, which gives us a maximum tolerance of 440 volts. We then check it once again, and as you can see, we are over this maximum voltage. We therefore cannot proceed with the commissioning. So it just leaves us time now to re-isolate the system and report back that commissioning is halted due to site overvoltage issues. We hope you found this interesting. Please stay tuned for more videos.